Can you solve all these child development and pedagogy questions? Jean Piaget was.
You got it? Genetic epistemologist fits.
Cognitive development.
Nicely done. Jean Piaget is solid.
Pedagogy is the study of. Correct response. Teaching methods is accurate.
Zone of proximal development.
Great job. Lev Vygotsky is accurate.
Level 1 of morality development.
Correct.
Pre-conventional is spot on. A medium for delivery of content.
Valid point. Instructional materials is true.
The art or profession of teaching.
Nice work. Pedagogy fits perfectly. What concept does Brunner theorize? Sharp thinking. Scaffolding is right.
Dash is internally programmed growth.
Good thinking. Maturation is right.
Stage theory of cognitive development.
You chose Jean Piaget, correct? Child is grounded for failing a class. Well done. Negative punishment is right. Piaget's theory of dash development. Solid response. Cognitive is valid. Piaget's work was in dash development. Well picked. Cognitive is correct.
The development of a plant from a seed.
Clear logic. Germination is sound.
A child who is 12 months to 3 years old.
Smart pick. Toddler is correct. Psychosocial stage theory of development. Great thinking. Erik Erikson is right. The loss of a natural habitat is called. You're right. Habitat destruction is correct. Level 1 of morality development is called. Well reasoned. Preconventional is correct.
The most rapid growth in human development.
Smart move. Infancy is accurate answer.
Stage of development from the age of 2040.
Exactly. Early adulthood makes sense. The internally programmed growth of a child. Excellent. Maturation is well reasoned. What was Jean Piaget's theory of development? Nice selection. Cognitive development is correct.
Kohlberg dealt with what kind of development?
Excellent choice. Moral is right.
Responsible for a theory of moral development.
Right again. Kohlberg is valid. Definition. The accomplishments of one's goals. On track. Success is correct.
Zone of proximal development introduced by Dash.
Right choice. Vygotsky is best.
How many stages of moral development are there?
Strong choice. 6 is right. In which sleep cycle is a child likely to dream? Good job. REM works well.
At the beginning, a child learns language by Dash.
Perfect. Imitation is the one.
What is the first stage of cognitive development?
Bravo. Sensoromotor is the answer. Child hits sibling and has to stand in the corner.
Excellent choice. Positive punishment is right.
Which type development is learning right vs wrong?
You chose moral, correct?
How many Freudian stages of development are there?
You got it. 5 fits.
How many phases are in Piaget's moral development?
Smart move. 2 phases is accurate answer.
A child learns on object permanence during the dash.
Valid point. Sensoromotor stage is true.
Responsible for the theory of cognitive development.
Sharp thinking. Jean Piaget is right.
Which of these is not a domain of child development? Correct response. Beauty is accurate.
Which fits? Love to learn and asks many questions. Nice selection. Intellectual development is correct.
At what stage does early language development begin?
Smart pick. Sensoromotor is correct.
There are dash important of learning and development.
And clear logic. 5 is sound. How many key areas roles of learning and development?
Great job. 5 is accurate.
Kohlberg was concerned with what type of development? Solid response. Moral is valid.
He developed the 6-stage theory of moral development.
Good thinking. Kohlberg is right.
What years are the pre-operational stage of development?
Well done. 7 years is right.
Proposed the cognitive theory of language development.
Great thinking. Jean Piaget is right.
Psychologist known for his stages of moral development.
Right again. Kohlberg is valid.
How many stages of development occur in Erikson's model?
You're right. 8 is correct.
How many cognitive development steps did Piaget create?
Well picked. 4 is correct.
How many decades did he spend studying child-child psychology?
Excellent. 6 is well reasoned.
What are the functional ego states of rebellious child?
On track. Both is correct.
What number of morality development? Universal principles?
6 makes sense. Child doesn't put her bike away, so the parents lock it up.
Bravo. Negative punishment is the answer.
What is the factor affecting human growth and development?
Good job. Nutrition works well.
A self-reliant child is most likely to have been raised by.
Nice work. Authoritative parents fits perfectly.
Definition: belief in oneself and one's powers or abilities.
Correct. Confidence is spot on.
Who developed a model of 4 stages of cognitive development?
Perfect. Jean Piaget is the one.
The first stage of cognitive development is the dash stage.
Right choice. Sensoromotor is best.
How many stages of cognitive development did Piaget define?
Well reasoned. 4 is correct.
How many levels of Kohlberg's gender development are there?
Nicely done. 3 is solid.
How many stages are in Kohlberg's moral development theory?
Strong choice. 6 is right.
The average 12-year-old child has a mental age equal to.
Well reasoned. 12 is correct.
According to Piaget, a child acts like this sort of scientist.
Strong choice. Solitary is right.
Who expanded on the theory of moral development in children?
Perfect. Lawrence Kohlberg is the one.
Socialization takes place through a process of cultural dash.
Right choice. Transmission is best.
Forming attachments is an essential part of an infant's dash. Solid response. Emotional development is valid.
How many stages are in Piaget's cognitive development theory?
Excellent. 4 is well reasoned.
How many levels of moral development are there in each stage? Excellent choice. 2 is right.
A 10-year-old child that has a mental age of 10 has which Ike?
Great job. 100 is accurate.
Who focused on social learning and zone proximal development?
You're right. Vygotsky is correct.
A child gets his toys taken away for fighting with his sister. Smart move. Negative punishment is accurate answer.
What are the ages in stage 6 of the sensoromotor development?
Bravo.
18-24 months is the answer.
Learning to get along with others is what type of development?
Nice selection. Social is correct.
At what stage does intellectual development grow dramatically?
Nicely done. Formal operational is solid.
The term for a radical change in a life cycle is called a dash.
Great thinking. Metamorphosis is right. Which theorist believed in the 4 cognitive development stages? Nice work. Piaget fits perfectly.
In how many stages is divided the theory of moral development? Good thinking. 6 is right.
Dash work schedules are associated with good child adjustment. Correct. Flexible is spot on.
What type of development includes getting smarter and thinking?
Exactly. Intellectual makes sense.
What number of morality development, individuality and exchange?
Right again. 2 is valid.
The average lifetime cost for caring for a child with autism is?
Good job. 3 million works well.
According to behaviorism, child first imitates the language of.
On track. Parents is correct.
Dash is the relationships which indirectly influence the child.
Smart pick. Exosystem is correct.
A procedural plan for presenting and teaching language materials.
Well picked. Method is correct. What age does the child develop self-confidence and self-esteem? Well done. 6 is right. The development from the center of the body to the extremities is the... You chose proximodistal development. Correct.
Kohlberg believed that there are dash levels of moral development.
Sharp thinking. 3 is right.
What number of morality development? Maintaining the social order?
You got it. 4 fits. A certain time in development where it is easier to learn a task. Valid point. Critical period is true. Playing with another child, including interaction and cooperation. Correct response. Cooperative play is accurate.
Which theory does the zone of proximal development best link with?
Clear logic. Behaviorism is sound.
What is the highest goal in human development, according to Maslow?
You chose self-actualization? Correct. The earliest stage of speech development is called the dash stage.
You're right. Babbling is correct.
When a child displays distress when the caregiver is not near dash. Right choice. Separation anxiety is best.
A child aged for 12 to 18 months understands dash words on average.
Nice selection. 50 plus is correct.
What is it called when a cell is increasing in size or multiplying?
Perfect. Growth is the one.
What is the most important development at the pre-operational stage?
Smart move. Language is accurate answer. Which theory places significant importance on child-directed speech? Right again. Interactionism is valid.
Which stage of moral development operates on the fear of punishment?
Sharp thinking. Stage 1 is right. Which agent of socialization has the most impact on our development? Solid response. Family is valid.
Which area of development deals with understanding right from wrong?
Clear logic. Moral is sound.
The process of development, spurred by abrupt changes, is called dash.
Strong choice. Discontinuity is right. Which fits? Some toddlers learn to talk after their first birthday. Correct response. Intellectual development is accurate.
We are able to use what we see to coordinate with our body movements.
Bravo. Visual motor coordination is the answer.
Our teacher planned ahead to make this field trip the best it can be. On track. Executive strategies is correct.
According to Jean Piaget, what takes place before learning can start?
Good thinking. Development is right.
What is the fourth stage of Piaget's theory of cognitive development?
Valid point. Formal operational is true.
In what stage of cognitive development is object permanence developed?
Correct. Sensoromotor stage is spot on.
What number of morality development? Social contract and individualism.
Great job. 5 is accurate.
How many levels is Kohlberg's theory of moral development broken into?
Well done. 3 is right. What number of morality development? Good interpersonal relationships.
Nice work. 3 fits perfectly.
In which section of Rattay 2009 the school development plan is mentioned?
Good job, 22 works well.
Which stage of moral development operates on reward and self-interest?
Excellent. Stage 2 is well reasoned.
Which term means adopting new norms, values, attitudes, and behaviors?
You got it. Resocialization fits.
Kohlberg's theory of moral development is based in part on whose ideas?
Excellent choice. Piaget.
Which area was not one of Vygotsky's main focuses in child development? Smart pick. Cognition is correct.
Which of these does not categorize the 6 stages of moral development?
Exactly. Pseudo-conventional makes sense.
Swiss psychologist who articulated 4 stages of cognitive development?
Well reasoned. Piaget is correct.
Which of these is not encouraged by a baby's development of attachment?
Great thinking. Anxiety is right.
What type of development includes relating to others and learning rules?
Nicely done. Social is solid.
It is the acquisition of the ability to think, reason, and problem solve.
Well picked. Cognitive development is correct.
What do Halliday's functions help us to understand about child language?
Nice selection. Pragmatics is correct.
Reverting back to immature behavior from an earlier stage of development.
Sharp thinking. Regression is right.
How a baby reacts to situations depends in large part on the baby's dash.
Clear logic. Temperament is sound.
According to the Human Development Index, the Philippines has a dash, a D.
Correct. High is spot on.
Learning to control a tantrum is an example of which type of development?
Right choice. Emotional is best.
Piaget developed a theory of cognitive development, which has dash stages.
Bravo, 4 is the answer.
Definition: freedom from care, anxiety, or doubt. Well-founded confidence.
Smart pick. Security is correct.
Who was the proponent of the theory of moral development that we studied?
Smart move. Lawrence Kohlberg is accurate answer.
How many levels are there in Kohlberg's stage theory of moral development?
Well done. 3 is right.
What type of cultures do not follow Kohlberg's model of moral development?
Strong choice. Collectivist is right.
What is the second stage of Jean Piaget's stages of cognitive development?
Correct response. Pre-operational is accurate.
What number of morality development? Obedience and punishment orientation.
Well reasoned. 1 is correct.
Consider this sentence. The small child tired was. The main problem involves. Valid point. Syntax is true.
Who proposed that our personal goals determine our personality development?
Perfect. Adler is the one.
Dash refers to physical changes in size, such as gains in height and weight.
Nicely done. Growth is solid.
Whose model was considered the basis for Kohlberg's moral development model?
Excellent choice. Piaget is right.
School development plan is prepared according to which section of ROTI?
You got it. 22 fits. Dash is the process of learning to interact and express oneself with others.
You chose social development. Correct?
Puberty occurs in this stage, the last stage of development before adulthood.
Good thinking. Adolescence is right. Which of the following play an important role in the development of children?
On track. Family is correct.
Levels of output of goods and services that the country is currently producing.
Great thinking. Actual output is right.
What type of development includes feelings and expression different emotions?
Excellent. Emotional is well reasoned.
The pre-operational stage of development shows which of the following aspects?
Exactly. Both make sense.
The stage of development wherein children see rules as absolute is called dash. Nice work. Moral realism fits perfectly.
Which of the following is not a stage in Piaget's theory of moral development?
Well picked. Conventional level is correct.
Which area of development deals with growth and skill development of the body?
You're right. Physical is correct.
What is the name of the first stage in Kohlberg's theory of gender development?
Right again. Gender identity is valid.
How many NBSP, I major key levels of Kohlberg's moral development are there?
Solid response. 3 is valid.
Which theorist most directly influenced Kohlberg's theory of moral development?
Good job. Agate works well.
Which temperament trait best describes a child who is willing to try new foods?
Great job. First reaction is accurate.
The process of learning self-expression and how to interact with others is dash.
Correct response. Social development is accurate.
Which temperament trait best describes a child who is easily bothered by noise? Nice work. Sensitive fits perfectly.
Which fits? Preschoolers like to interact with other children while they play.
Well done. Social development is right.
The type of development that deals with body growth, including organ development.
Well reasoned. Physical is correct.
A child is rewarded with extra time watching television for cleaning their room.
Solid response. Positive reinforcement is valid.
Which parenting style involves a very unresponsive approach to handling a child?
Great thinking. Permissive is right.
Dash is the gradual increase in skills and abilities that occurs over a lifetime.
Strong choice. Development is right.
Which fits? Muscles get stronger, child gets taller, learns how to throw a ball.
Right choice. Physical development is best.
According to Kohlberg, people typically stay at which stage of moral development?
Clear logic. Stage 4 is sound.
Bronfenbrenner envisioned dash bioecological systems that influenced development.
Bravo. 4 is the answer.
Dash refers to the broad area of learning or development that is being addressed.
Excellent. Domain is well reasoned.
Who proposed that our aims and aspirations determines our personality development?
Good job. Jung works well. Which of the child theorists based his research on how a child develops physically?
Excellent choice. Arnold Jessel is right.
Which of the following is not a stage of cognitive development, according to Piaget?
Exactly. Hypothetical makes sense.
The type of development that deals with relationships and interactions with others?
Right again. Social is valid.
This theorist's major contribution was the idea of the zone of proximal development. Nice selection. Vygotsky is correct. How many levels of moral development are there in Kohlberg's moral development theory?
Well picked. 3 is correct.
A noticeable lag in a specific aspect of development that is beyond average variations.
Great job. Developmental delay is accurate.
This refers to the measurable physical changes that occur throughout the person's life.
You chose growth. Correct.
How many stages of cognitive development does Piaget believe children progress through?
Smart move. 4 is accurate answer.
In which of Piaget's stages of cognitive development does object permanence take place?
Sharp thinking. Sensoromotor is right.
extended Kohlberg's research by analyzing the role of gender in one's moral development. Smart pick. Gilligan is correct.
A specific time in development when certain skills or abilities are most easily learned.
On track. Critical period is correct.
Parenting style where the child and parents work together on setting boundaries and rules.
Nicely done. Democratic authoritative is solid.
According to Piaget, a child will first understand object permanence during which stage? You got it. Sensoromotor fits.
North Carolina Foundations for Early Learning and Development contains how many domains?
Perfect. 5 is the one. What stage of Piaget's theory of cognitive development is the concrete operational stage?
You're right. 3rd is correct.
Rules and conventions about what humans should do in their interactions with other people. Correct. Moral development is spot on.
A child with dash disorder is inattentive, impulsive, and exhibits excessive motor behavior.
Valid point. Attention deficit is true.
Important for children in their development psychologically based on a study using monkeys. Good thinking. Touch is right.
He believed that biological maturation is the main driving force for cognitive development.
Clear logic.
Edget is sound.
How many percent that millennials say the importance of learning and development in workplace?
Correct response. 87% is accurate.
What attachment pattern would you expect in a non-familial perpetrator of sexual child abuse?
Good thinking. Insecure is right.
Parenting style where the child is in control and parents have difficulties setting boundaries.
Great thinking. Permissive laissez-faire is right.
Who proposed the moral development is a continual process that occurs throughout the lifespan?
Solid response. Kohlberg is valid.
The method and practice of teaching, especially as an academic subject or theoretical concept.
Strong choice. Pedagogy is right.
According to Piaget, object permanence is achieved during which stage of cognitive development?
Perfect. Sensoromotor is the one.
Who developed the 3 levels and stages of morality describing moral development in children?
Smart pick. Lawrence Kohlberg is correct.
Which area of development deals with children learning to recognize and control their feelings? Excellent. Emotional is well reasoned.
Development of language, memory, and imagination. Intelligence is both egocentric and intuitive.
You got it. Pre-operational fits. Performing an act because others approved it. Which stage in moral development represents this?
Nice selection. Conventional is correct.
Which kind of interaction in cognitive development did Piaget and Vygotsky emphasize as important?
Smart move. Social is accurate answer.
Believed both biological development and cultural experiences influence a child's ability to learn.
Excellent choice. Lev Vygotsky is right.
In Piaget's terminology, what is it that sometimes gets assimilated and sometimes gets accommodated? Right choice. A schema is best.
Characterizes the unlikeness and difference of one person from another. one personality from another. You chose individuality. Correct.
Who believes that learning development involves behavior that is shaped by reinforcement and punishment.
Nicely done. Skinner is solid. How many N in BSP? I total N in BSP stages of Kohlberg's moral development are there.
Great job. 6 is accurate.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? You're right. Contact Narayan Changder is correct.